I don't know. So, guys, we're live. This is our Happy New Year live stream. All right, and this is when we get together and hang out. Now, we are going to just continue with the conversation that we're having because one of the things that we're going to be doing today is talking about what we're grateful for, what news stories were our favorite news stories, what news stories were our worst news stories, and then personally, if you feel like it, what was the best news you got this year, and what was the worst news you got this year. So we can essentially just have fun tonight. I'm looking at a couple of hours of live streaming maximum. So um, we have to put all of our efforts in and make this live stream work. Okay, guys. So I was talking with Patricia before we went live, and we're talking about how other countries that appear to look like paradise to leftists are essentially just hellholes. Okay, like we were talking about Kuwait. You work and work and work for or in these countries. You live as long as you want in these countries, as long as you're working and contributing to the economy, but you never have a path to citizenship.
No,
You never do. Okay,
that's because everybody who is a citizen of Kuwait gains a share of the oil revenues Kuwait generates.
yes,
And they're not going to give that to anybody who has not been born a Kuwaiti.
yeah. And then when you talk about these people's practices or how they're incompatible with Western civilization, you're a racist. But when you live in a country that allows anyone from anywhere in the world who believes in the vision, in the American dream, and comes in and lives there long enough, contributes to the economy or contributes to the society, they have a path to citizenship. Their kids can become citizens. Their kids can run for office. And that country is called the Great Satan.
Go figure. And then you've got people running around telling the young people, rich man's bad.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that rich man sacrificed a heck of a lot to get there.
Yeah.
And offers them a decent paying job. And they're not willing to move past that job.
No, they're not.
They're not. They don't want to do what that guy did to get that business built up.
Nope.
It's too much work. Takes too long.
All they want is the results of the person's efforts without actually doing the work.
That's why we call them the give me generation.
And when you say no, go get a job, you're racist. Yep. Okay, so we're off to a start. Okay, we just brought you in and up to date on the conversation that we were having before the live stream kicked off. If you're watching, here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna play this game. Okay, what was your best story of the year? Okay, if you have a story you want to tell us, okay, here's the headline that made me really happy this year, or here's the headline that really hurt and really made it wrecked the year for me. Okay, or if it's personal, you can put that in the chat as well. Okay, so for me, I'll go first. Okay, since I'm the one who's starting off the game. What was my favorite headline of the year? What story? What was my favorite story of the year? Okay, so I would say my favorite story of the year. It's not essentially a story. It's the live stream that we did a few weeks back on Tim Walls. Because that story for me was the story. Now I'm gonna play it back, and I'm just gonna play a few minutes of that live stream. I think I can just do this on. I have so many screens open. I spent this afternoon trying to get some rest, and then I told you, Patricia, that my wife, her name is UJ. UJ says, remember, we're supposed to go to the cinema tomorrow. Have you bought the tickets? And I'm lying on the bed. I'm watching the video with Nick Shirley and Patrick Bet-David. And I get off the bed because I thought I was going to take a nap before we had the live stream. And then I come upstairs and then I spend almost an hour trying to buy the tickets.
Oh, no.
I use this computer. It doesn't let me change my payment method. And I go over to the old laptop and it works. And then I print out the tickets. I have my tickets here for all 5 of us. And then I see that it's an hour to the live stream. So I decided to sit in this chair and just wait, because if I have a nap, I might sleep through the live stream because I'm so tired. So we have 1 like. Thank you for watching and liking. Now, guys, we need you to do something, okay? We need you to put your comments in the chat, okay? So we're going to play that live stream. I hope I can find it. It's one of our... We've had so many live streams. I am shocked that we have so many live streams. Okay, so here it is. Right. So I'm gonna let me see, get shareable link. I'm gonna play this video and I'll stop at some point. Okay, so this was my favorite story. It was essentially President Trump calling Tim Walz a retard. That I mean, okay, so hold on. I'm gonna share the screen and then play it. So while I'm doing this, okay, so Intergalactic Wrangler is watching. He says, hello everyone, lots to do, listening in when I can. Oh gosh.
Hello, Intergalactic Wrangler.
All right, thank you for joining the live stream. And
his ship.
Yeah. All right, so here it is. All right, so the screen is about to flip. Okay, I'm gonna go full screen. So some of you would remember this live stream. Okay, so it's going to be weird for me because I'm going to be listening to myself. And anyway, well, let's just go. So this is my favorite story of the year. All right, so let's go for it.
True. This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not say it. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So deeply concerned.
Oh my goodness. So Tim Walz is crashing out because people are driving by his house and calling him retarded. It never gets old, guys.
Video with audio.
Huh?
We want video with audio.
Exactly. We're still waiting on the video with audio. All right. So this was my favorite story. I'm sorry. Let me try and put on my professional face, okay, guys. I did not succeed. I was saying, stop calling me retarded. People are driving by his house and using the R word and screaming. Well, while Tim Walz is so that was my favorite story of the year, and not like it was anything significant, okay? It was just a story that I could literally barely laugh to because the world is screaming about being called retarded. I was trying to minimize that. It's like you watch the news and again and again and again, you have these stories that just don't make sense. You know, like you're looking at people literally set the world on fire and then blame you for noticing that they set the world on fire.
And then come back and try and convince you they're going to fix it.
Oh, no, yeah. Let the arsonist put out the fire that they started.
Yes.
Okay. So that was my favorite story of the year. This was my the worst story of the year for me, and I think it's going to be the same for a lot of people. I'm going to find it so I don't spoil it. I need to close this window. The thing with my computers is that they've all gotten so slow. So let's see if I can find it. I'm not sure if I have made so many live streams. Okay, so the worst story for the year for me was covering the Charlie Kirk shooting and eventually having to announce that he died, because I think I did 2 live streams that evening, and I'm going to play I'm going to see if I can play the first one. And this was months before you knew about my content, Patricia. So I don't know if let's see, Charlie Kirk Memorial. Who's in charge? Breaking Minneapolis. Okay, so I didn't live stream that. What I did was I recorded a video, but I did do the memorial, and the memorial was hard for me to it was hard for me to do. So there was plenty of crying. There was plenty of crying, and I remember Canary King asking me if I'm okay and saying that I might need to take a break. Because it was, it was just hard. And then you get to listen to these people on social media claiming that those of us who were sad that Charlie was assassinated were pretending to like him, that he was only being used to grow our channels. I think one of the things that essentially hurt my channel was me covering the Charlie Kirk assassination. That was the point where I began to notice that my views were dropping. Okay, so this is the news where I literally put it up as a members only content. I eventually moved it to members only. I'm not sure why I did that. I think what happened was I noticed that YouTube began to stifle my channel since I put out this video. And for about 2 weeks, all I did was talk about Charlie Kirk and cover the findings on the assassination. Give me a second to share this video. So I hope that when I'm done, that I'll have some of your stories. Okay, so announcing the shooting. Okay, no, I think announcing the fact that he had died was worse. So let me pick that instead. Give me a sec. It was horrible. It was a horrible feeling. Yeah, so this was 2025, and I'm also going to talk about personal news. Okay, hold on. So this was me. This was September 10th. That was me.
Hi guys. President Trump just confirmed that Charlie is dead. He posted this about 5 minutes ago. He says the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. So this is, things have changed, okay? Things have changed. And the sad thing is the insanity has already started on the left. TDSBC started out by calling him divisive, polarizing, and they've even started insinuating that President Trump is going to use this as a lightning rod to do something not similar, but to make a move, an authoritarian move, similar to what he did in Washington, D.C. after the carjackings that affected a staffer.
Yeah, so that was my coverage of best news and the worst news. Patricia, where were you and what were you doing when
I had gotten up that morning and was looking through YouTube for new ideals with making jewelry and ran across the story later that he had been shot. And my heart just stopped. Because after the assassination attempts on President Trump, I figured they had got him. And from what I was first hearing about where the bullet had struck him, I expected to hear that he was dead. Because you can't stop a bleed out from that wound. And I was heartbroken. And then the Democrat side just made me sick to my stomach. That anybody would come up in front of TV cameras and start putting down a man who had just been assassinated. And the people celebrating on YouTube on their little shorts videos was just appalling. And thinking, if that generation that's doing that has come to that point, is there any hope left for them in humanity?
Yeah.
And that's when I think a lot of us realized what kind of a battle we were in for our country. That it's worse than what you thought.
Yeah.
And I blame that on the people. Because people have just been compliant. No, well, next election. And I'm looking at them saying, do you realize what they can do to you in 4 years? What they can do to the entire country? And Biden happened. And boom, here we go. And it got worse. It did. Because now they want bounties out on people who speak against them.
Yeah.
They want people dead. And that's when we enter one of the worst errors in human psychology.
Yeah.
Is when you got massive amounts of people on the left that are celebrating somebody being assassinated. And doing it on live TV, live stream.
Yeah. We talked about this afternoon, and I'm going to play this because I think yesterday we played a video where Nick Shirley was having an interview with Donald Trump Jr., and he mentioned how there's a bounty on his head, and here he is again talking about the threats that he's received.
Have you gotten any threats, like actual death threats?
Yeah, well, in person and also.
Can you tell me about that? Like, are they messaging you saying we're going to get you? What are they saying to you?
Yeah, like they're saying, oh, like kirked. You're going to be kirked.
You're going to be kirked. That's what they're saying to
Yeah,
you.
like you're the next. You'll be the next
dirtbags.
Kirk. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Because it's not even like I hate what's happening right now. Like, I feel bad for my family, honestly, because it's like, yeah, like we didn't do anything wrong, and yet you guys are coming after me like I'm some sort of villain.
So that's the language that we're seeing coming from the left. They haven't learned anything. In fact, I would correct myself. They've learned that it's okay to threaten anyone they disagree with murder.
Yeah.
You know, they don't call it murder anymore. They call it being kirked. They used a man's good name and made it into a verb to mean to be murdered.
Yes.
And they proudly go out there, and that's what they say now to anyone who is conservative, who is speaking up against their insanity. You know, so yeah.
I'm just hoping that there's more of us than there are of them.
Well, there are always more of us. The problem is that we tend to be silent. We tend to be subdued. We tend to want to take the high road. We tend to misinterpret taking the high road to mean letting them walk all over you and burn down the civilization that better people built.
I think that changed with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, because now if and I hate doing this, but I went on some channels that are left, and you go in there and you put a comment in or you challenge them and they fall to pieces.
Yeah.
And if you don't back down, they lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, they totally come unglued. How dare you talk to us that way? And I said, well, the dare is on.
Yeah.
And you're no longer allowed to do this anymore without being challenged about it. That you can't go around calling people names and false accusation and expect us to stand there and just keep our mouths shut.
Yeah.
You're going to be held accountable for what comes out of your mouth because you're an adult.
Yeah.
So get used to it, Buttercup, and you better buckle up because the next 12 years is going to be rough on you. They said 12 years. I said, what? You think we're going to allow the Democrats to get back after this?
No.
After you all upstandingly saying that you want people assassinated and then you're going to celebrate it like the Palestinians did when 9/11 happened? No, that is not tolerable. Your tolerance days are over. Period. They're done. And I know many people who never ever make posts about political things who have come out and started saying, just stop. We're not accepting that behavior anymore.
Yeah.
Just stop. And it killed, and what they did is they absolutely killed wokeism.
Yes.
And they also killed the LGBTQ movement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did.
I mean, they totally destroyed themselves on that one.
Yeah.
And I know people who weren't in agreement with Charlie Kirk, but said, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But then you have your extreme leftists who were actually celebrating and singing songs about it, dancing around about it. And that's what it reminded me of was the Arabic nations that hated America so much that they would dance around about over 2,000 people being killed in an attack.
Yeah.
Civilians.
Yeah.
And some of them that died in the towers were Muslims.
Mm.
It wasn't just Christians that were attacked there. People from all over the world. But they woke something up in America that had been asleep for a long time.
Yeah.
And I hope it continues, that awakening, as Trump moves forward with the agenda.
Oh no. Well, I think it's still awake because the Democrats have tried, and I don't like calling them the Democrats now. I'll just say the leftists. My wife doesn't like me calling them leftists, but that's what they are. The leftists have tried for months since Charlie was murdered to say, oh, look at what Trump is doing. Isn't that horrible? And you still vote for him? You know, we just look at them and say, yes.
Yes, that's what we voted for.
Because all of you are crazy. All of you are crazy.
I know. I've been asked, is this what you voted for?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, yes, that's exactly what I voted for. And if you didn't listen when Trump was campaigning, that's exactly what he told you he was going to do.
Yes. He said it over and over, and now he's doing it. I'm not shocked.
No, nothing Trump does will shock me.
Yeah.
Nothing. Because he is going to follow exactly what we asked him to do. And he's not going to back down.
Yeah.
And thank God he's a man that when they try to fight him on it, he finds other ways to get it done.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him such a great president.
Yeah.
He's not going to give up on us. He's not going to say, oh, well, it was too hard and we didn't get it passed. And no, he says, okay, they stopped us from building the wall, but we're still going to do it.
Yeah. So
and he's still doing it.
He's still doing it. Now, how about you? So what was your best news of the year, and what was your worst?
Okay, the best news of the year was the one that totally blew my mind. And I can still watch it over and over and over and over. And that's when SpaceX caught a blooming rocket before it hit the ground. And I'm going, that's insane. No, you don't do that. Make it land by itself, yeah, but catch it in midair, yeah, come on. Without it blowing up. So that one just, that moment was like, say what? That was like seeing the first flying Jetson car. It just, I mean, that kind of thing just insane.
Yeah. So this is this was April. Okay. Okay, so this isn't the same one.
Yeah,
this isn't the same one. Yeah. Yeah. So let's find
the tower actually caught the rocket.
Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it.
Nicodilla has caught the booster.
No, you don't do that.
Look,
Everybody went nuts.
It's amazing, okay, that people will see these kinds of creative genius, and they decide that the person who created this is a moron, like Ilhan Omar and Jasmine Crockett call Elon
AOC.
Musk
Yeah.
and AOC. They say that he's a moron. It's like, are you joking right now?
Don't believe what the man can do. Listen to me. Yeah.
You've never built anything. You like, look.
That was just. I mean, that it's just it's never been done before.
Yeah.
And they did it. The rocket didn't blow up.
Yeah.
It's back on its starting point.
Yeah.
Ready to go again.
Yeah.
And it just blew my mind. And the worst one was Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
And not only the Charlie Kirk incident, but how some despicable people reacted afterwards.
Yeah.
That Americans would act like that was just disgusting. Now, personally, I'll start with my worst story. I'm a pretty good driver, even at 70. I was leaving Walmart in my Chevy Silverado 4x4 butterfly door cab truck. It's also got a lift kit on it, so I have to use a step stool to get in it because I'm short and old. But I was driving home, and I go to leave Walmart and get through one light, and I go to stop at the second light to make a left-hand turn to go home. So I'm getting in the turning lane, and all at once, no brakes whatsoever. And it's a red light. There are people stopped in front of me, and I got no brakes. Wow. And I thought, I am not going to hit those people in the rear end. So I went through the medium, went on the wrong side of the road, made a quick right-hand turn, missed some woman in a car by 2 inches, made a quick left into a vacant lane, and pulled it up on the sidewalk, and it finally stopped. And I was so shaken, it took me 20 minutes to start that truck again. And do you know what the worst thing about that was? When I restarted the truck, the brakes were back.
Okay, so how did that happen?
Well, when I got that truck, the ABS light, the automatic brake system light, stayed on.
Oh.
And my son-in-law, it was fine with me. The brakes was working. I didn't pay no attention to ABS. I've driven cars most of my life without ABS. And so I never did mention it to anybody. So what? The automatic brake system's off. I can stop with my foot. But my son-in-law noticed it and looked at it and seen a line off of the ABS unit and hooked it up. The ABS unit is malfunctioning, so when it malfunctions, you have no brakes. None. So when I told him what happened, he said, wait 1 minute. And he crawls under the truck, and he gets back out, and he says, let's take it for a ride. Brakes were back. And I said, what'd you do? He said, I took that line back off the ABS unit. And I said, that's what was wrong with it? It about caused me a heart attack. So that was the worst thing that happened, but thank God nothing. And I remember sitting there on the side of the road thinking, I'm a good driver, but I'm not that good. So God must have took the wheel. So that was the worst thing that happened to me this past year. The best thing that happened, our family is growing. Miss Eliza Dawn will be born April the 22nd is the due date.
Oh, congratulations.
My first great granddaughter
Congratulations.
and my third great grandchild. I'm all about grandchildren. I wanted 6, and I only had one daughter to give them to me, and she quit after the second. And the oldest granddaughter quit after her second. So I said, who's going to give me these grandkids? So now the youngest granddaughter is having her first one, and she's a daycare teacher. So I expect great things from her. At least 4 more, maybe just 3 more. And her husband is all for having 3 more. The more the merrier, he said. And I went, yes. That's why we love him.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the call-in link available, and just post in the chat what your best story of the year is, what your worst story of the year is. Give your reaction to what we've said, and look, we're gonna hang out, okay, and then we'll be done, and then you can have the rest of New Year's Eve to yourself. We just want to have fun, just one more time before the new year. So Intergalactic Wrangler says that he's dehydrating some ham and leftover turkey that he's been making jerky too. And he has some guests. Okay, so say hi to your guests.
The only thing I could say that would be better than that Intergalactic Angler is if it was deer tenderloin. Yes.
Okay, I haven't had that before, but it sounds good.
Yes, I would shoot Bambi. The whole time thinking tenderloin.
Intergalactic Wrangler says, I absolutely voted for this. Look,
yes.
We're done apologizing for common sense.
And we're going to stand up and tell them.
Oh, yeah. Look,
just quiet down, get over there in your peanut gallery, because by the time that you become relevant, you will forget that this error ever happened.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to let you have the presidency back.
No way.
No, they're not allowed to have it. They can't. Yeah. They can't do it right, so they don't deserve it.
Yeah. And Patricia, you've helped him remember that he has a truck inspection in 2 months. So that's...
Well, good luck with yours. I hope it's better than mine. Mine went past one, and thank God Kentucky doesn't do truck inspections. We don't have vehicle inspections at all.
Oh, we have to do that every year here.
They do not have them here. You can drive the worst clunker on our roads, and they won't pull you over unless your turn signals don't work. So just make sure you got turn signals. You're good to go.
Okay, so he settled in now. He says, got me a little sippy sip for New Year's and can sit down now for a few minutes. Okay, so I asked everyone to post their best and worst stories. So he says his gerbils died. That sucked.
Oh.
But he got Noel the cat now, so he's happy again. So I guess...
about the gerbils is they rarely live past a year. Yeah, but they're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I carried one around in my pocket everywhere I went for a while. It crawled out one day and sat on my shoulder at the grocery store, and some woman just totally lost it.
He says he's got some deer meat to do, but not yet.
Oh, be still my heart.
All right. So so his best news, gerbils died. Worst news, his worst news, gerbils died. His best news, he got a new cat.
Noel.
Yeah. So
I have 2 cats, Galactic. I have 2. One is named BB Doll because my granddaughter, the oldest one, could never say baby doll. She'd say BB Doll. And the second one is Miss Lulu. She's mouthy. BB Doll is bipolar. We've concluded that. There's no doubt about it. She's just bipolar. We love our animals.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so keep the chats coming. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Send out links to your friends, family, acquaintances to let them know that there's some great content being covered here. So let's see. Now, what was now personally? Okay, because Intergalactic Wrangler talked about the personal best and worst. We talked about best and worst. I talked about best and worst when it came to the news.
Right.
Personal. So let's see. The worst news was when my mom died. So that was
That's rough.
That was March 1st.
It's hard to lose a parent.
Yeah. So that was rough, and I thought that it would be one of those things that I could just ride out, but it kind of stuck around.
No.
So it just stuck around somehow in the back of my mind. So it's always there. You're always thinking about it, and now my family is the funeral is in 3 days, and I can't make it. So I will be live streaming into the funeral, and let's see. It's going to be on a Saturday, so so there will be live streaming, and I'll be watching from here, and we'll see how that goes. I've done my fair share of crying about it. So
well, I hate to tell you, it's been 22 years since my dad died, and it's still bad. So no.
Yeah,
it's rough.
Yeah. So and the way she went, it's upsetting, not because of just the way she went, but it just felt like she spent most of her life just working and struggling, trying to make sure that we were okay.
Right.
And then just when we're all like kind of settling in, she gets sick, and then my mom could be on the phone with me for hours and hours and hours talking and telling me what was going on, her day, everything, and then she gets sick and she can't even remember my name.
Oh,
you understand? So it was especially hard, just the last few years. So yeah,
that does make it worse.
Yeah, it does. And then you feel like, is there anything more you could have done? Because
no.
So
my dad dying was a total shock.
Yeah.
Massive heart attack all at once.
Oh boy.
And I don't think it ever gets easier. That's the difference between knowing what true love is and not having it.
So let's see.
But the best thing is he left a lot of good memories behind. Some amazing ones. A creek in Indiana on my grandparents' farm and he took his flat bottom John boat up there so us kids could use it to go down the creek to fish. Well, I got the brilliant idea, since it was flat bottomed, that it would make a good diving platform if we turned it upside down. So we've got it upside down in the creek, jumping off of it, and my dad shows up. And I had never seen anybody do this, but his face turned purple. And we finally struggled. And did you know those things have like a suction seal on them when you turn them upside down in the water? That you can't flip them back over? So we had to get it over to the shore and drag it up in the mud and get it out of there. And we got it out, turned it back over, and then he took the boat away from us. Told us we was going to have to walk the creek to fish. So, but that was a good memory because he turned purple. I'm telling you. And you should have seen 6 kids struggling to get that boat out of the water. And then he lined us all up and said, "Who did this?" Nobody was going to say a word. And I looked up at him and I said, "It was my ideal." I said, "It made a great diving platform, Dad. But my boat." So it's all that happened to us. We got grounded from using the boat.
Oh.
But I enjoyed that because I caught more fish when we had to walk up and down the creek.
Yeah.
And the reason why I caught more fish was I picked one spot, sat out, and stayed put. And my male cousins would run up and down the creek banks, trying this spot, that spot, and this spot, and they would scare all the fish up to me. So I just kept pulling them out. They never did catch on to that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. But they told Grandpa one time they didn't want me to go fishing with them. And Grandpa said, "Now, boys, just because she's prettier than you and catches more fish than you doesn't mean she can't go." And they had a rule that you had to catch your own night crawlers to go. Shoot far, I caught me a canful. I knew what they was going to do when we got down there. And I needed all the bait I could get. But good memories of the past. There are.
Yeah.
Really good memories.
Yeah.
And those will see you through better than anything else.
Yeah. Let's see. My favorite memory of this year, I don't know. And I'll be honest, the only thing that I can think of right now is I don't know, the entire, like, most of the year. Here he is. He says, "Damn, also got to get my fishing license." You're reminding him of so many things he needs to get done.
I'll do that in March on my birthday.
This year has been so full of I don't know. There's been things that just haven't gone the way I would have liked them to go. Like, the year started, on a hopeful note, and I'll just say this: when I decided to take the YouTube channel seriously last year, one of the reasons why I did that was because my job, because while my mom was still with us, one of the things that my siblings and I had decided was that we were going to, of course, it is what children do for their parents. We were going to support her upkeep. Right. She had lived in Maryland for many years, and when she got sick because her immigration paperwork wasn't valid. She couldn't get health care. And so the family couldn't afford to keep her in a care home or anything in the States. So the family agreed that we would move her back to Nigeria. And I was still living in Nigeria when she arrived. I mean, I remember in 1998 when I saw her off to the airport in 1998, where she was flying to the States.
Yeah.
And she's standing on her own 2 feet. She's strong, she's healthy, she's good. And then I go to pick her up at the airport in 2020, and she's in a wheelchair.
That was rough.
And in all her time living in the States, I was the only one who didn't travel to the States to visit her because I wasn't big on traveling.
So there was a long period of time you didn't see this progress.
Yes. So I saw her in person, standing on her feet, walking through the boarding area of the airport. And then years later, she's in a wheelchair. You know, and I had to pick her up that way and take her home. So, you know, that kind of made the entire thing sting, you know, when she eventually died. But we had decided that we're going to, of course, we needed to figure out a way to continue to take care of her. So we were sending money back to Nigeria for her upkeep. And I wasn't making nearly enough to send enough, you know, of what I felt I should send. So I figured, okay, how else can I make more money? My job was all consuming. So it wasn't something that would allow me to get a shift job after, you know, being at work for 9 hours. In some cases, I would bring work home and I would sit here and then keep working. So I figured I'll take YouTube seriously and begin to figure out how to monetize it and make money, extra money, and then send the money back. And once the channel got monetized and I began to make money, that was the period where she now began to get really sick.
Yeah.
And so I was glad that the channel was doing well. That was the one happy, you know, memory of 2025 when one of the videos, one of my videos crossed 1 million views. And I was like, it was great. Things were working well. I was getting over 100,000 views on some days. So that for me was the one memory that I got. Then March hit, and then it was just like one thing after the other. Lost my job in July. Lost my ability to work in September. You know, so it was just one issue after the other. But it's not like those are like catastrophic things and I feel horrible and I'm depressed. It's just that those were just not good news. All right. So, but my mom, that was a catastrophic, news that we got. So yeah, so for me personally, my mom's passing was the worst news that I could get. Best news, I guess, would have been, the video doing well, where, I had one video that crossed 1 million views. A second one was on its way to crossing 1 million, but my mom dies, and then I had to just stop doing videos for almost 2 months. So that was 2025 for me. It's been a good year. It's been a good year because I would say that in spite of all of the setbacks, there are things that have happened that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my family, my wife, and my kids. They've been very understanding.
We love James.
Oh no, James is the main character in everything we do here. He's the main character. So
yeah, I heard him saying the other day, I want to see.
Oh yeah. If you're having a phone call, he wants to be on the call with you. So he wants to see who's on the call and he wants to be part of it. So it's been great. My wife, my family, the kids are doing great. My wife, she's been extremely supportive. I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful that that the channel. I've been looking. I think we sat together last night and we talked about the channel and we looked at a few things, and I've been grateful for the highs, and I've also been grateful for the lows, because sometimes you need to have those low points to kind of have some awareness of what you really want for what you're doing. Because if all I did was have these highs and I just created content that wasn't helpful to anyone, but because it's things people just want to see, people want to see conflict, they want to see outrage, and I just continue to provide that, and I'm having a great channel, but the people aren't being helped. Okay, I'm adding to the confusion and the hate in the world rather than compassion and love and understanding and wisdom. Okay,
truth
and truth. That would be a negative. With all the money that I could make, that would be a negative. I think while we were preparing for the live stream, we were talking about Nick Shirley, and he says that at one point he realized that whenever a video was published and had the name Trump on the video, that was years ago, that the video would not be monetized. Like those things literally happen to a lot of channels. And
a lot of people saying they'd lost their monetization.
Yeah.
That they took the monetize away.
Yeah.
And that
simply because they were supporting Trump.
Yeah.
Or Tucker Carlson. So it's
Tucker.
Yeah, it's
Tucker
been
went bonkers after he went through a spell where his family was threatened.
Yeah.
And I remember, and it wasn't long after that Fox just dumped him.
Mm.
And he sort of went ballistic after that. So Tucker lost his way. Hopefully he will find it and come back.
Hopefully. Yeah. So so that was my journey. So most people haven't seen the video. Okay, my 1 million view video. It's actually currently at 1,775,168 views. So it's done very well, and I don't know if you've seen that video. So maybe if we have some time, we could close out the live stream with watching that video, because it's a video of Trump at 34 years old. He had an interview with Ronna Barrett, and I had over 7,000 comments on that video, and most of them were saying that it's AI generated. that can't be Trump. It's either he's too good looking, or his answers were too intelligent, or something. It was a very polarizing video, and I mean, people shared it, people talked about it, people debated it, people attacked me. Someone put the emoji, a gorilla emoji, in the comment section.
Oh Lord!
And you know what that means. So I was like, I don't know. Like at some point, I disabled notifications to my inbox, because the surge of negative passion was just too much, and I needed to avoid it bothering me, because everyone wants to be liked, and when you see comments and they're attacking you and calling you
all over
names.
showing a video that was taken years ago,
Yes,
decades ago.
exactly. And I was trying to understand why they're losing their minds about this. Okay, so while we're talking about this, I'll just play it and then we can just keep talking while we're looking at this video. So I think that will be a reasonable use of our time. Okay, Intergalactic Wrangler says that, he says Trump was popular back in the day. Yes, he was. I'm going to just paste and go.
Well,
And
Oprah even asked him to run for president.
oh, yeah, she did.
And
So
that was crazy to see her reaction when he actually started.
In that case, we had a decision to make, and we had to make a decision.
Is that something you learned all
that's,
by yourself, or was it instilled in you
the
by
video.
your father or your grandparents or anyone?
I think maybe it's something that was instilled.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all right. So while my computer is reminding you to support the channel by by sending a donation, because it's remember that you can support the channel by sending a
I
donation.
think maybe it's something that was instilled, and maybe it's something that you've learned through a little bit of trial and error over the years. I think this country maybe is a good example. I just don't feel the country is going forward in the proper direction. We could have made quick decisions, and we would have been a lot better off than the way we've been sitting around over the last couple of years and just watching everybody else do everything, and we just sit back and take everybody's abuse. It's a very sad situation that somebody isn't there making the decisions and pushing the right and proper, I don't want to use the word buttons, frankly, but pushing the right levers so that we can go out and do things as we're supposed to be doing them.
You are a mover, you are a doer. If you could make America perfect, how would you do it?
Well, I think that America is a country that has tremendous, tremendous potential. I think that much like the mind, I think that America is using very, very little of its potential. I feel that this country with the proper leadership can go on to become what it once was. And I hope, and certainly hope, that it does go on to be what it should be.
What should it be?
Well, it should really be a country that gets the respect of other countries.
Is respect the most important thing in your opinion?
Well, respect can lead to other things. When you get the respect of the other countries, then the other countries tend to do a little bit as you do.
A lot of people who were commenting freaked out about this statement about respect. They're like, they said, "See, he's a tyrant. He means fear."
Well, the thing about that sounds so stupid coming from them is you can't force people to respect you.
Yeah.
You can force them to fear you, but not respect you.
Yeah. They always tend to confuse both of them.
Yes. And this was back in the 80s.
This was 1980.
Yeah. I knew this was back in the 80s because of how young he is. And that's when I started noticing Donald Trump, the businessman.
Mm.
And I've always been business.
Yeah.
And he fascinated me with how he went about building businesses.
Mm.
And he also knew when to shut it down. And that's something that a lot of people who go into businesses fail to recognize is that, yes, there can be a time to come that you need to close the door.
Yeah.
And just walk away from it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you end up in a worse position than you ever dreamed of.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll not only face bankruptcy, but you'll face major debt that you shouldn't have built.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've had to shut down a business, and it's not a good position to be in, but it's a wise position to do it.
Yeah.
And then I've always come back and opened another business. May not be the exact same thing I did before, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
And that's what fascinated me the most about him is, number one, he never quit.
Mm.
And number two, he has a good practice model for business.
Yeah.
A really good one.
Yeah.
He was studied in business classes in college.
I did not know that.
No, they don't, because they quit doing that when he ran for president.
Oh yeah. No,
But
he's a genius. He is.
the ultimate businessman.
Yeah.
And America needed that.
Yeah.
And we still need it because it's a mess.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna hit play.
The only way to get America straightened out is to face the fact that there's some really horrific things going on within the government, and that it's got to be stopped. It's got to be reckoned with. Accountability needs to come out about it, and we need to ensure that this doesn't repeat in the future.
Yeah.
Because our children don't deserve it. Our grandchildren don't deserve it. Our great-grandchildren don't deserve it.
Yeah. All right. Let's
and you
keep
can
going.
create the right attitudes. The Iranian situation is a case in point. That they hold our hostages is just absolutely and totally ridiculous. That this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror. And I don't think they'd do it with other countries. I honestly don't think they'd do it with other countries.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't do it, and I don't think anybody would have held us in abeyance. I don't think anybody would have been angry with us, and we had every right to do it at the time. I think we've lost the opportunity.
Donald, would you have wanted to be one of those men to have gone to Iraq?
Now, this was one of the controversial parts that featured heavily in the comments, and it wasn't until I did some additional research that I understood how I could have better answered them, but that was months later, because people kept accusing him of being a coward and claiming that he had a condition and couldn't serve in the military. They called him Captain Bone Spurs. I was like, what's Bone Spurs? So
one of the things that people may not understand about that specific incident was that is when the Ayatollah took command of Iran. And they rounded up American citizens to hold them as hostage. And that was under Carter. And it took Reagan coming into office telling the Iranians they better not be there when I'm sworn in. And the Iranians let the Americans go. But we lost 2 helicopters trying to go into Iran to get our people out. And it was just bad planning.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And under Carter, they couldn't do it right to save their life.
Yeah. Intergalactic Wrangler says Trump was popular back in the day too, and also said, I love these old Trump videos. You know, Canary King has been trying to get me to do more of these Trump videos, and maybe I will. I have a lot of them that I haven't done videos about yet. But
the thing about the older videos of him is it proves this man has never ever changed his status.
Yeah,
in America.
Yeah,
never. He's never changed his mind about what should be done. He's never changed his mind on how great America can be.
Yeah.
That has never happened with him. And you can play video after video.
Yeah.
and see it.
And it shows the same thing.
Iran, and taken those fellows out?
No, I wouldn't have wanted to be, but I would have done it.
Would you?
Absolutely. If I were the age, if I were in the military.
There were a lot of those fellows who went for that aborted coup, who were 34 years old and older. They were your age.
That's right.
If you were called upon, would you? I know it's easy to say, yes, of course I would go. But if the phone rang right now and there was someone from the Selective Service had said, Donald, we're taking every young man 34 years of age, we're sending him to war, would you go to war?
No, I don't see a war. You see, the war this is not a Vietnam situation, fortunately. The war, in fact, with Iraq.
There is a war waging there right now.
Oh, yes, there is a war, and it's a war where nobody has any tanks, has any guns. It's a war where everyone's standing around. That would have been the easiest victory we would have ever won, in my opinion.
When I look at television, I see men being shot up, legs being blown off.
You're talking about two non-existent armies. I mean, Iran has an army composed of American equipment without parts and without anything else, and Iraq has a very weak army, and they're just really fighting each other. I mean, it's almost hand-to-hand combat. If you see now, they've run out. It's a sad situation, Rona, but it's a situation which ultimately is going to get much worse. That little sparkle of war, that little sparkle is going to lead, in my opinion, to a much, much greater conflict, and I think that's very unfortunate. And I think a lot of it has to do with this country and the fact that this country is not more involved in terms of setting policy in that area.
Do you think perhaps that the oil industry is responsible for this?
Everything he said played out exactly the way he said it.
Yes. Iran continued to get worse and worse. They spread it out further from the borders of Iraq to the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and Lebanon, and now they're into Yemen and Qatar and many countries in Africa. They have spread it globally, almost.
Yeah.
And
late shot,
it's got to be stopped.
Yeah. Well, the question is how to stop it.
Take them out. That is one thing. If you clear out the IRGC and the Islamists, the extreme Islamists, there is a difference between being a Muslim of faith and being an Islamist. And the Islamists are the terrorists. They're out to do only one thing and one thing only, and that's kill as many people as they possibly can. Period. And that's what they do.
Yeah.
So he was right. It did get worse. It did spread. And it should have been stopped a long time ago.
Yeah.
Once implied?
Well, I wouldn't want to criticize the oil industry because I wouldn't know enough about it, but I can tell you that I think this country is responsible for that war by its own weaknesses. I don't think you'd have this war if they, again using the other word, if we were respected, properly respected as a country and as a people and as a nation. I don't think that you would have the war going on right now between Iran and Iraq. I don't think that Iran would have our hostages for 10 minutes. If they respected this country, I don't believe they would have our hostages for 10 minutes.
Wow, it's amazing to watch Donald Trump. This was done
so that was
in
me.
1980. He was 34 years old. That's 44 years ago.
I need to hit
and
pause.
Everything he said during this interview, he's saying today. That's one of the things that you guys have said in the comments section.
All right, so that's the video. 1.7 million views, and good memories. So, Intergalactic Wrangler says he loves these old Trump videos. I like them too.
I love them too.
I have a bunch of them, and I'll be honest with you. I would love to just sit and watch them and just do commentary on them because
he was the darling of the Democrats' uprising of fame and fortune.
Yeah.
they lorded over him and interviewed him and had him on the big shows and tried to entice him to run for president. And then when he does, what do? They
Well,
bombard him with just horrible things.
well, he ran for the wrong
Political party.
wrong political party.
Yep. Because he couldn't agree with what the Democrats were doing. And what a lot of people didn't understand about the Ayatollah being able to take over Iran was that the Shah of Iran, the Prince of Iran's father, was brought to America for a surgical procedure. And when he went in to have that operation, the Ayatollah waltzed through Iran. It was a setup to put the Ayatollah in power because the Democrats thought they could get along with him better than they did with the Shah.
Yeah.
And it brought about the ruination of a whole country. It brought about a lot of people losing their lives because the Ayatollah took over and used the riches of the country to wage death on other people. And that's all it was. It wasn't a war from Iran. It was a killing, a massacre. And Carter was responsible. And he was so weak he couldn't stand up to his own shadow.
Well, my mom was fond of Jimmy Carter. I keep saying that if I had grown up in the States, I could have grown up as a Democrat because my family, like Democrats. Carter
was a wonderful man. I mean, he did a lot of good privately. He helped people build homes and like crazy. And that will give him credit for. But you don't want a minister for president.
Yeah.
It just don't work.
Yeah.
Because they have to be brutal in some areas.
And sadly, a lot of Americans want to vote, a lot of Republicans want to vote a pastor into office.
Yeah. And I keep telling them I'm not voting for a pastor, I'm voting for a president.
Yeah.
And there is a difference.
Yeah.
I said your president has to make the hard call.
Yeah.
He has to. Because a pastor would say, oh, we need to pray for them. No, you need to strike them with a missile and make them take notice that no, that's not tolerated.
Yeah.
We gave you a chance not to do it. You did it anyway. Boom.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
The same way with the drug boats coming across the Gulf. You bring your boats out here loaded with drugs, we'll blow them out of the water.
Yeah. All right, so we have a few people who have joined the live stream. So let's know in the chat what your best stories, were for the year. News stories, worst news stories, and what your best personal news was and your worst personal news. So that's what we've been covering leading into the new year. We're going to be. It's not going to. It shouldn't take long for you to tell us what that is. So just let's know in the comment section, okay, or in the chat. And don't forget, if you're watching for the first time, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that you're notified when we go live and when we publish fresh content. And hit the thumbs up, to like the video, to send the signal out to YouTube land to get more people like you watching this content. Now it's 2025 and we're a few hours. I'm going to arrive in 2026 before you guys in who are in a different time zone. And
yeah,
I don't know.
You're in the time zone before Eastern.
Yes.
Standard time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm an hour ahead of you. And a lot of people put a lot.
Already done it.
No. Tony is already in 2026. Yeah. A lot of people, I'm seeing people from Nigeria posting Happy New Year. So that means that that they've already crossed over into 2026. Let's see. Intergalactic Wrangler says he's trying to get his guest's cat out of the ceiling.
Oh, no. Poor kitty. It's hiding.
Yeah. So 2026 is I'm entering into 2026 anticipating good things. All right, it's going to be a good year. We're going to have hello Lulu.
Is that thing talking to you? She's gonna go hide now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Lulu. So, let's see. All right. So, we're going to end the live stream in about 10 minutes, in about 9 minutes. Okay. So, if you want to get your licks in and say what your best news of the year was, I'd like to see that and read it out. But like I was saying, consider supporting us financially with a with a donation by giving a super chat or a super thank. And if you would like to, basically join us and become a member, you can use the link in the description of the video. And yesterday, Patricia reminded me that we have a merch store. Now, I haven't shown you guys the merch store before, so I think I'm going to do that today. Hold on, let's see. I'm going to do that today so that
a good way to end the year and begin a new one.
Yeah. So we have our merch store and we have mugs. So you can actually go through the live stream interface and get yourself a mug, a hoodie, and for some reason my the merch store isn't loading.
Got some nice looking coffee mugs and drink cups and hats, t-shirts, and hoodies.
Yeah, so let me share the screen.
And a fanny pack.
And a fanny pack. I'm gonna just share the screen. So guys, consider supporting us. Now, if you just want to support us by visiting the merch store, so here's what the merch store looks like. Okay, we have merch that is displayed on the YouTube page, but if you want to go to the merch store, I'm gonna I'll share the link to the merch store in the chat as well. Hang on. Let me just do that as well. So everyone, here's the merch store. I rarely talk about the merch store because I keep forgetting to talk about the merch store. Not because I'm ashamed of it, but I just keep forgetting. I'm particularly happy about the mugs. Okay, so we have some drinkware that is fun. So we have mugs, we have thermal mugs, okay, and we have enamel mugs as well. And if you order, there's water bottles, and we also have hoodies. Let's see, and then we have hats. Hold on, where are the hoodies? Where are the hoodies?
You need a hat when you go fishing. It protects your ears from fish hooks.
We have hoodies for the ladies, and we also have accessories. Let's see. And you can get something for the doggo. So if you have a dog, you have something for the dogs. So there's tons of stuff. So consider going in there. We have bucket hats. We have beanies. We're going to be coming up with new designs. So I'm going to keep talking about these things. We have pouches and stuff. So consider supporting us by visiting the merch store on the channel. We have the merch listed. You can go to the store or the shop.
What is that? It's
a pouch.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a pouch. So it's so you have the option of paying in Canadian or in US dollars. And if you're watching from other countries, you can pay in other currencies, I think. So, but mostly US dollars. So it's so you can choose your colors as well and so on. So all of this is available, and you can order for this, and it will be shipped to you wherever you are in the world. So you can leave a super thanks, super chats, donate by joining the membership, or you can visit the merch store. Now, we've shared a lot about how the year has gone, especially for the channel, for me, and Patricia has shared her story. But for the channel, this channel has been through quite the roller coaster. And we've been talking about the need for you guys to support us with your views and your likes and your shares and your subscriptions. But we need a lot of support when it comes to funding. And with YouTube changing things, we need your support to be able to get us more mileage with getting equipment, justifying the hours and hours we spend on research and creating the outlines for the live streams, and even creating other specialized content, like doing more research, like deep dives. And some of you want more of the historical videos of Trump and others. It takes time and resources to make all of that happen. And when you send a donation our way, it kind of fuels all of that. So we hope that you'll consider supporting us in these ways. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be doing a lot more of this in the new year. Now, the memberships, we have a few perks for the membership. The membership allows you to get members-only content. And then we're also going to be including behind-the-scenes videos and photos that lets you kind of go through this journey along with me, because part of the entire character of the channel is that you and I are in partnership to create the content together. But those who are members get to see how the sauce is made, and they get to sometimes drive around town with me. I basically record myself out and about in the lovely city that I live in. You get to see the scenery. You get to see where I go. You get to see how I drive. Okay. and you get to enjoy that engagement. And then we're also going to be having members only live streams. So there's tons of stuff that we're packing into the membership, and I'll invite you to take a look and see if it's something that you want to be a part of, and you can donate and become a part of the team. All right, so we have a couple of minutes left, and we have to say our goodbyes. I have to take the family to a meeting. We have a meeting to be a part of, and let me take this out. Yeah, so we have a thing that we do. Our New Year's tradition. We're about to start that in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to have to end the live stream. But tomorrow, there'll be no live stream. So we're going to all be spending time with family, resting. I'm taking my family to the movies tomorrow. So that will be my my adventure for tomorrow.
Good way to start the new year.
Yeah. Intergalactic Wrangler says, Happy New Year's, and I'll see you soon. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun in the new year. I believe it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so it's 7:30 Eastern, and it's time for us to say our goodbyes. Patricia, you want to say goodbye?
Bye, y'all, and Happy New Year, and see you next year.
All right. Happy New Year, guys. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. And don't forget, send in your suggestions. Always connect with us. Let us know what we're doing right and send us more stories that we can react to. And if you want more Trump videos, just say the word and I'll crank up the camera and create more content like this for you. All right. So I have to get going before my wife comes knocking on the door. I'll see you guys on the 2nd